guys, and welcome back to the pig room, or welcome to the pig room if you are new here. I am really excited for today's video because we are doing our first Q&A. I've never done one of these before, but it's going to be my first. I asked you guys over on my Instagram to ask me a bunch of questions that you guys had, and you guys flooded my inbox, so we have a lot to get through. We're gonna go ahead and answer these questions with some pigs on this table. They're gonna munch down on some green bell pepper. All of them have been smelling this, so they were just weaking a second ago, but things have calmed down because I think they know that they're not gonna get them, but I will be treating them after this video because I do feel a little bit bad because they can smell them. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so while Jojo is here snacking on his green bell pepper and looking cute as ever, we're gonna jump into the first question, which is actually pretty fitting, and that is, what is your favorite guinea pig breed? I gotta be biased here, guys, and I gotta say the teddy guinea pig. I have always wanted a teddy guinea pig, and he literally just fell into my hands at the perfect time. This is Jojo, if you don't know. I was actually originally interested in getting another guinea pig through guineapigfinder.com, but they actually sold that one, and then she sent me more ones that were available, and he was the one that was available, and I was like, you know what? This is meant to be. I need to get him, so I ended up with him, and he has been a part of my family for these last few months, and he is seriously one of the most friendly, adorable pigs that I've ever owned. He is so friendly with me, not so much with other pigs. Teddy guinea pigs tend to be that way with other pigs. They can be a little bit more aggressive, especially when it comes to bonding, but with humans, they are the most kind, sweet, little love bugs, and I can definitely attest to that. Yeah, I gotta say my favorite guinea pig is probably the teddy one. Next question is, have you noticed any favorite toys amongst your guinea pigs? Something most of them like. The Oxbow Timbells are my pig's absolute favorite. They look like dumbbells. I don't have any pigs that don't like them. They just go through them in like an hour and they just eat the entire thing. So if I had to say, it would probably be that one. And then also those willow tunnels by All Living Things is what my pigs love as well. They seriously destroy the entire thing within the amount of probably a week. I know some pigs don't like them, but my pigs go absolutely crazy over them, especially my girls and my boys, my three girls, Teddy, Kyle, and Eris, and then my boys, Kai, Winston, and Ezra. They seriously love them so much. Are you just leaving me? What, am I no good because I don't have any more veggies? You get one more pepper because you're gonna be very full, but you're loading up on vitamin C, so that's a good thing. Alrighty, so next question is, would you ever want to own a rescue? If so, then why? So I have thought about this. I mean, basically at this point, it's almost like a rescue because pretty much at least more than half of my pigs have been rescues. But personally, and like getting, you know, all the logistics figured out and legalities figured out with having an actual rescue, it's just not something that I want to involve myself with. I do have a life outside of this and YouTube and pigs and stuff, and I think that doing a rescue and opening one up is a huge commitment, and I applaud everyone that does do it, just because it is a lot of hard work and it's very much donation based, so it's not a lot of income that's coming in through these, but I do applaud what they do work-wise with saving these animals and bringing them into better situations and then adopting them out. But for me personally, you know, these are my little pets, and I just do as much as I can for them. But in regards to actually opening a rescue and, you know, adopting them out and stuff like that, I just don't think it's something that I want to involve myself in. You know, I do have plans in traveling and really expanding my other businesses and just living my life and not having, you know, for the rest of my life focused on my pigs, unfortunately, if that sounds a little bit more sad to say. It's the honest truth, and I think that opening a rescue is a lot of work, but again, I really do value people that do it. Also, if it came to bringing more piggies into my family, I just have a very hard time with taking in more and then giving them up. I would just end up with like hundreds of piggies, honestly, guys. So I think it's better for my own well-being that I don't. Alrighty, so the next question is, my piggy is making a sneezing noise when burrowing in her hay. Any ideas what it could be? When it comes to sneezing, especially when they're burrowing, there's just a lot of dust with hay, so that's pretty normal. Wanda and Caroline, especially Wanda, loves to burrow in her hay, and she does occasionally sneeze. It does worry me because she has had a URI in her past, but it's completely healed up, and also for Caroline. So hearing those sneezes does scare me, but I'll look over and she's actually in her hay. So it's really just the particles from the hay that go up their nose and kind of makes it sensitive and then causing a sneeze. But if you do notice your guinea pig is sneezing a lot, not in the hay bin and just kind of out and about throughout their cage where they're sleeping and stuff, I definitely would take them to a vet because sneezing is a sign of a URI, so just be safe with that. But again, I'm not a vet, so I can't really give you, you know, medical advice, but if it is consistent and it's a lot, not just in the hay, I definitely would get them checked out in a vet. What are you doing, buddy? You're like burrowing under me. All right, are you ready to go? I think that's his time to go. Let's say bye to Jojo because he is getting antsy. Isn't that right? As you sneeze, we have Mr. Styles. He is doing really, really well, you guys. I am so happy that I ended up keeping them because they are the most sweetest, adorable boys ever. And when it comes to lap time, he's actually pretty calm, which I really do like, but I don't know if he will be this time around because he does smell the other piggies. Do you want green pepper? Alrighty, so the next question is, do you plan on getting any other pets? I get this question quite often. I definitely will not be getting any more pets as of right now. I definitely want to stick to just one species, which is guinea pigs, and I'm just so knowledgeable knowledgeable about them. At this time, it just really doesn't seem like the best thing to do in regards to the workload. I have my work cut out for me when it comes to having 16 pigs. Adding another species onto that and just having semi-different care or even totally different care, it's just not something I need to be doing right now. So I do not plan on getting any more animals in the near future. Right now, with the pig room, it's staying as a pig room. We're not adding any bunnies. We're not adding any chinchillas, ferrets, whatever the case may be. So just guinea pigs, so you have nothing to worry about there. These are my babies, and I just really want to focus on them and give them the most love and attention that I possibly can. So yeah, just guinea pigs. So the next question is, I really want guinea pigs. I may be getting 2 next year. Any tips for new pig parents? So I definitely think the number one thing is doing your research. When it comes to owning an animal for the first time, it's really, really important that you're doing your research ahead of time. It's up to you guys, like at the end of the day, when you become a pig parent or whatever kind of pet owner, to take care of that animal, to keep it alive, to keep it happy, to keep it healthy. And that just means knowing exactly what that animal needs in order to have that life. So it's really important that you're jumping on Google. There's so much information out there on YouTube with a bunch of YouTubers talking about their species and how you can learn. So really inform yourself out there, because we're in a day and age where you can do that. You don't have to go to a library or a vet or school or whatever the case may be. Just jump online, do a couple searches, really inform yourself of everything that you could possibly do before you get this animal. You really can never be over prepared when it comes to owning animals. I think there's always going to be a little bit of anxiety before actually getting an animal, because it is very scary, especially for the first time. But once you are knowledgeable about it and you get those animals, you kind of do learn about them more and more actually through having them. But if you know the necessities in regards to like cage requirements, certain items that they can have, diet, all those kinds of things, really the main necessities of what it means to actually take care of this pet, then you're golden, and I really think you will be prepared for these new animals. Are you just showing your booty to everyone? Yes? All right. What do you do when you aren't doing piggy things? That's a great question, because I don't even think I'm doing non-piggy things. I am just so consumed with these pigs in my life. I'm not complaining. It is a really great thing because they bring me so much joy, but it's my job. It's my job to take care of them. You know, YouTube feeds into that, and then Etsy does as well. So that is basically my life. Other than that, really, like, I do normal people things. I go out and run errands. I go out to eat. I go to the gym. But for the most part, like, a large chunk of my days are consumed by the pigs. And that's just a reality of having so many. Do you have any tips about bonding piggies? I have my fair round of bonding pigs in the past. When it comes to bonding, it's very important. These are like my top 3 tips. Making sure that you are doing it in a neutral space, so nowhere that your pig has ever been before where their smell exists. That's really important, because when it comes to bonding, you don't want any ounce of territory already within that space. So having something that's completely neutral and clean will really help in making that experience a lot more smoother for you. 2 is also making a pen that's good in size or in comparison to their cage size. That's something that I suggest. You know, I do know there's a lot of people out there that do like massive bonding pens, and then the cage that they're trying to put them in is like a 2x5, 2x6, whatever the case may be. So I think it's really important that you're making a bonding area that may be a little bit over than the cage size that they're going to be in, just because if it's too big, they're not going to really have a good chance of getting to know one another, because there's a lot of room to spread out. And then if it's too small, it's just very stressful for them. So getting a decent sized pen is going to really help out in that process. And then 3, if it is possible to know your piggy's personalities ahead of time before you actually do bond them, that really does help. I'm actually going to be bonding Ezra and Vision very soon, and just the way they interact and knowing their personalities, I think it could be a success. Obviously, you can't say that like 100% because there's no planning when it comes to bonding. I thought Jojo and Vision were going to do really well, but as you guys know, it did not work at all. But yeah, it does sometimes help in knowing your pig's personalities, and Ezra's not super dominant, and also Vision's not super dominant. Vision's a little bit more wired and crazy just because he's so young, and I think that Ezra at this point is just missing some friends, so I think it'll play over well. We got our next candidate right here. We're moving on to the girls because they are definitely a lot calmer, and I've tried already with a couple boys, and you guys didn't see that, but they've just been going crazy, jumping around. So we're sticking with the girls from this point forward. Here we have Miss Lennon. She is my maybe old girl. We don't really know her age, but she's just gonna hang out here. She's very, very chill. So I think this is going to be a very easy process of having her here. Alrighty, the next question is, what is your favorite thing about being a pig dad? Honestly, I think my favorite thing about being a pig dad is just taking care of these animals and really providing them a really good life. There are so many pigs out there that are suffering. I would know because I'm constantly on Craigslist and Guinea Pig Finder, and to even think that there's like pigs out there suffering and not enjoying life to the fullest or having what my pigs have really does sadden me. Being able to provide for these pigs and spoil them to death and give them so many things to just keep them enriched in life and live a long, happy life, that's the reason why I do it, and that's the reason why I wake up in the morning and I'm so excited to take care of my pigs. They're so unique, there's so much personality to them, and when you do take care of them, their personalities really open up. So it's kind of like a reward in a sense. So your piggies will will definitely thank you with taking care of them really, really well. Do you want another pepper? Here. Yummies? Yes. Question is, do you ever dread cleaning after your pigs? There are definitely cases and days where I feel lazy, I feel tired, I feel very unmotivated to clean after my pigs because they are very messy. But there's gonna be those days and you have to learn to accept that. Obviously, my cages don't get very filthy to the point where it's a health concern to my pigs, but there are days where I do skip a spot clean, and it's not the end of the world, it's just reality. And I do wanna be transparent with you guys and not pretend I'm like this perfect piggy parent that cleans all of the time and never misses a spot clean or a full cage cleaning or a litter box change. There are definitely days when I slack off, and that's just a part of being a piggy parent. I definitely think it's more of a thing when you have this many animals, and honestly guys, like the piggies don't mind. They make a mess within like the hour that you do a full cage clean. They're just messy animals by nature, so I'm sure they're not like being like, oh my god, where's my owner? Why didn't he clean my cage? They're really not thinking about it like that hard. Next question is, do you think the joint support supplements are good for older guinea pigs? So I believe that this person is talking about the Oxbow supplements, the joint support ones, which are the ones that I actually have. I don't think I have any more. They're in the purple bag, I know. They actually have, I believe, glucosamine, if I'm saying that right. They have glucosamine in them, which is an ingredient that actually really does help with joints and bones and stuff. So it does really, really help out. When it comes to having those, I do feed them to my older girls who are Lennon and Caroline. They're, I want to say both 4 years old, 4.5 years old. Obviously, if you're giving your pig like one every single month, it's not going to do much. But if you are consistent with it and give them to them daily or weekly, it will be very beneficial to your pig. I always stock up on the urinary support ones just to avoid bladder stones. It doesn't hurt to give it to them, and they really do enjoy them. So I definitely believe in giving them kind of like these vitamins. It's kind of in comparison to taking a multivitamin for a human. But yeah, I definitely do believe in giving them not only the joint support ones, but also all the Oxbow supplements. So I definitely would recommend giving them to all your pigs. Hey, why are you chewing on my phone? Alrighty, next question is, what CBD do you use for your piggies? So the one that I use is by the brand, I believe it's Mary's. I actually got it off of Saskia's website. It's like laguineapigrescue.com. You can actually directly buy it off her website, and that's the one she actually uses. It does come in two forms, kind of like a roll-on deodorant and then a gel pen. It's over in my medical kit right now, which I'm looking at, but just having Lennon here, I can't grab it. It is a little bit more pricey. I believe I paid almost $40 for it, but it does really work. And I also believe that the gel formula, the one that I have, kind of gets into their system a little bit easier, and I feel like you can really dispense the product exactly how much you want it, because you can see it's like a kind of a thick white cream, whereas the other one is clear and you kind of have to rub it on. You can't really see how much you're putting on, but yeah, that's the one that I use. Alrighty, our next piggy joining us on today's video is Mswanda. What do you hope to achieve on your YouTube channel? When it came to actually starting my channel, my whole entire mission was to basically raise awareness on proper care for guinea pigs. There's always been misconceptions about guinea pigs, and I kind of blame pet stores for that, because they say it's okay to put them into pet store cages and give them this kind of pellets and this kind of diet and this kind of item, and come to find out these items are actually harmful / deadly for these piggies. So by creating this channel and creating content based around guinea pigs, I really hope that people come across it that either are interested in getting guinea pigs or have them, to know what they need to be doing to take care of these animals. Short intermission without a pig because I'm running out of green bell pepper, so we're just going to answer the next few questions just by myself. If you had a bigger pig room, would you have more pigs or just build bigger cages? So I actually just upgraded this room, so you guys can go check it out right here. What I would do is actually extend my cages. I believe in going above and beyond for your pigs and not sticking to the minimum. I honestly don't believe in the minimum. Like, having 2 pigs in a Midwest cage like stresses me out. Like, the thought of that, I think it's way too small for them, unless they're like really close pigs. But having like 2 males in a Midwest, I just think that is like, ugh, that like stresses me out. So I think that bigger is better when it comes to cages. I don't think I need to be adding more pigs to my family and upping any more than 16. So if I had to answer that question, definitely I would increase their cage sizes. Next question is it bad to have male guinea pigs near females if they do not share the same cage? So as you guys know, I have obviously males and females within the same room, and there is a common topic that I see a lot on Facebook groups with housing males and females within the same room, and a lot of people saying that it's not good, you shouldn't do it, it kind of breaks up the males' bonds and creates fights. And then also there's people that are like, it doesn't. I'm just someone who really thinks that it comes down to personality. I think there's so many male pigs out there that are unbothered by anything. Like, a female doesn't even bother them whatsoever. Obviously, as they get older, they're not as sexually driven, I guess you could say. So they're really like, whatever. But if they're young and they're in their kind of hormonal stage, there definitely can be a little bit of like, oh my god, I want this female, I want this female. Winston, who's behind me, who's going crazy, if you guys can hear him, no matter who it is, like, he just wants to get in their business. So that's why I actually ended up moving the girls to the top cage, because I was worried he would like breathe through the bars and stuff. When it comes to males, like, he's just as like driven by them as he is with the females when they were living on the bottom, and he would be out for floor time. So yeah, I think it's definitely fine. Just keep it clean, spot clean, make sure you're doing full cage cleanings, make sure it's not like overly pungent in here with their smell, and getting an air purifier. That really does help to soak up the smell and kind of deodorize the entire room. So yeah, totally fine. Next question is, do you have any plans on expanding your herd after Styles and Leon get adopted? So I think this was actually asked before I announced that I was keeping them. But to answer your question, I have reached my cap. I can 100% say to you guys, because I believe I've said this like in some other videos, 12 is my last, 14 is my last, 16 is my last. 16 is my last, guys. 16 is my last, and that's 100%. I cannot see myself adding any more pigs into this family. Just the thought of potential vet bills is what scares me, and dealing with issues. Luckily, I've never had any serious issues with my pigs. The only thing that was very serious was the URI, which Wanda actually contracted to Caroline. So that was the most serious thing that I've dealt with, but none of my pigs have ever had anything wrong with them. They're in really good health, but the thought of adding more and just creating an issue of like bringing in URI or mites or fleas or potential really bad health risks, whatever the case may be, I don't see myself adding any more for that reason. So 16 is my cap, and I can confidently say that. Next question is, how did you come up with your brand name, The Pig Room? When I was actually in the process of moving from New York to here in Jersey, I have 2 rooms, so I live on like the attic level. You walk up the stairs and then it's a room on your right and a room on your left. When I was deciding on which room that I wanted, it'd be like the bedroom or the pig room. That's what I was saying, where the pigs would go. And it really just stuck with me, and I was like, you know what? It just makes sense for me to call my YouTube channel The Pig Room, because I just call it The Pig Room so much, and it really is a pig room. Like, it's filled with pigs. So I thought the name was really, really fitting. Also, like a little inside joke, I guess, with myself was that, like, I was joking how I call it The Pig Room. And if you guys are 90s kids, you would know The Amanda Show, and there's a segment on that show called The Girls Room, and I was like, The Pig Room, but they say The Girls Room. That is exactly where my mind went to when I thought of The Pig Room. Just kind of led into that, and I really love the name. I think it just really sticks, and it's very fitting with the amount of pigs that are in here. Next question is, have you ever dealt with a loss? If so, how did you cope? So I've never, thankfully, lost any of my pigs that I've had in this pig room, but I have dealt with loss from my dog and also like my turtles and fish and also hamster. I think that the number one thing that you should always remind yourself is that pets are here for a very short amount of time, and it's really just your duty to love them as much as you can for that time that they're here. And they definitely will appreciate you for that time that you've given them. And there's just unfortunately a time that you have to say goodbye to that pet that you love so much. But you really just need to remind yourself that you gave them the best life possible, and they're gonna thank you for that, and they know that. And when it comes to my dog, like, I loved him so much. His name was Riley. He was the love of my life. It's a big reason why I don't see myself getting, you know, any more dogs, because he really filled a hole in my life, which I don't feel like can be filled by any other dog. And that may sound silly to say. He was one of those dogs that just was so incredibly special, and he's just been through so much with me in my life, and I've had him since he was a baby. So to let him go was very, very hard for me, and you know what? He was just kind of my one and done, and I've said this on my Instagram live, and he's just, no other dog can fill that space for me, unfortunately. Yeah, just love them as much as you can. Timing heals everything. I lost my dog about 4 months ago, but I can definitely confidently say that this time that I've had to myself with these animals and my pigs, that love has kind of transferred over to them, and I definitely think that you know, Riley would want that for my other animals that I take in. Next question is, who were your first pigs? So my first pigs were Teddy and Kyle. I actually ended up getting them from Petco because at the time I actually wasn't aware of rescues, and I didn't know that you could actually go to rescues and get them. So I decided to just wait for Petco to get them, and I did actually go there a bunch of times to wait for 2 pigs that like I was really madly in love with, especially when it came to their coloring. And instantly when I saw Kyle, like, I've always wanted a white and black pig. She was like the perfect pig. So they were really the pigs that kind of jump-started this entire thing. I owe it to you, Kyle, right? Yeah, you and Teddy. So yeah, Teddy and Kyle were my first ones. I definitely am a huge advocate of getting your pigs now from rescues, adoption centers, Craigslist, Guinea Pig Finder, Facebook, whatever the case may be. It's just really great to provide for an animal that's really in need rather than an animal that's been bred and mass-produced for money, basically, for these pet stores. So even though they are Petco pigs, it doesn't matter. I still love them to death, and what I did was still kind of a good thing because I did take them out of the situation, and they could have been, you know, bought out by someone who like really wasn't aware of how to take care of them. I'm sure you're glad that you ended up with me, is that right? I hope so. Now I'm obviously an advocate of getting them from rescues because it's a lot better of a thing to do. So if you do have the opportunity and the means to do it, I definitely would do that. and kind of stray away from getting them from pet stores. Next question is, what is the best way you have found to manage laundry? Pig laundry gets very overwhelming. It's so important that you stay on top of it. I actually am looking at a load right now that I have to do, which has actually been sitting there for 2 days, which is actually not that bad. But when it comes to pig laundry and having so many pigs, stay on top of it. Make sure you are doing your dirty laundry right away, because you never know when you're going to need clean fleece or pee pads or tunnels or whatever you have. It's really important you stay on top of it because they are very dirty and things get soiled very fast with poop and pee and water spilling and all kinds of things. So having that laundry really helps out. I have a huge basket which I put everything inside of, and then I just bring it downstairs to my laundry room, put it into the washer, get it done, get it out of the way, put it back in the closet, and then we're good to go. So I would just say get it out of the way. It's probably not the most fun thing, obviously, but it definitely will help to just kind of minimize your workload, basically. Alrighty guys, next question, or rather decision that they're making me make, is sows or boars? Definitely sows. If you guys don't know, sows are females and then boars are males. Females are so much easier to manage. They're a lot more easygoing. They're chill. They're just... Boys cause me a lot of stress. Boys cause me a lot of stress, guys. Also, having so many boys is just a lot to work with. So if I had to choose and do it all over again, I probably would have ended up just getting females. All of my females never cause me issues. They're not crazy. They're not jumping around. They're not trying to escape their cage. They really are just like, you know what? We're just here for our food, feed us, and we're happy and we're good. Alrighty, you guys. So that is all of my answers for you guys. I really hope I answered some of your guys' questions. Again, I will be doing a part 2 because I couldn't get through everything. There was just so many. You're just enjoying Kyle's butt right now. I don't think she wants to turn around and show you her beautiful face. Let's actually see if we can do this. You want to look at the camera and say goodbye? Yes? Yeah, show everyone your beautiful face. You just hanging in there? We're just stuck with her butt, I guess. Alrighty guys, so that is pretty much it from me on today's video. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate that because it lets me know that you guys like these types of videos. Also, subscribe for more videos every single week. I'm sorry this video is a little bit delayed and I didn't have a video out last week because I've just been super busy, especially with my Etsy. And speaking of, if you guys are interested in any Guinea pig products, go check them out. They are down below all of my links so you guys can go see and check out my shop. Did release my space collection, which is still available for purchase. A few items, not everything, but some things did sell out, but there's also a couple things that are still for purchase over there. Also, I do have a PO box now. A couple people have been asking me if they could send me stuff to a certain address, so I made the move and I got a PO box for you guys to send me some stuff. No pressure whatsoever, but I'm open to anything, so that is there for you guys to do anything with that. We'll see you guys next week. We're signing off with Kyle's butt because she's a little camera shy right now, but that's okay. We'll see her in the next video. Is that right? I think so. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye, guys.